Hi, everybody. This is Kathy L. Murphy, the Pulpwood Queen, reporting live from my little cabin in the woods in East Texas. And I have somebody really special with us tonight. And I think this is a first. I have an international publisher that is bringing us, she's actually working with us tonight, Chiara
Yes.
Giacobe?
Yes,
Oh,
Giacobe.
okay. She actually is living in San Diego, but she's
Yes.
representing our author, Bruno Morchio. Morchio?
Morchio.
Morchio.
Mor- ah.
Morchio. I'm going to learn Italian while we do this for the
we
German.
can call him Bruno, and that's fine.
Bruno.
Bruno.
Ah, bellissima. So he's got this series that he's been doing. He's won all these awards, and he's got this wonderful series about this private investigator. We're going to be talking with Chiara about this book, but this is one of over a dozen that he's done.
Yeah, 14.
Is he a bestseller in Italy?
Yes, he's a best-selling author. In fact, with my publishing company, our Kazbabo Publishing, that's what we do. We look for best-selling authors from around the world, and especially the ones that have never been translated into English, and we bring them to the American, to the English-speaking public.
You ever do it the other way? Like the Pulpwood Queens go to Italy, but my book has only been published in English. It would be really cool to have it published in Italian.
In Italian. Yeah, well, that's our niche is this, we have books from around the world, and we always look for best-selling books, best-selling authors, because so we are sure that they're going to be good books.
Yes.
And there are so many excellent books that never make it into English because of the cost. Every publishing house has a particular budget for translation, and it's a limited budget. And so there are all these wonderful books from all over the world that they never arrive to the English speakers. So that's what we do.
Really well, because that is my goal, is to pick books that have been undiscovered from around the world for my international book club. I've always picked books, but this is the first time I've had a foreign publisher for our book club in 23 years. Most of the books, now I do know some authors that are in like England and English speaking countries, or Australia, or things like that. Even we just did the Paris Library, was Janet Skessley and Charles. She's in Paris, but she's American.
Right.
So I know all these Americans that go somewhere else and write a book, but you reached out to us, and I want to know more about your publishing company, because I think this is a really good partnership, because I'm picking books to go around the world. You're picking books that are bestsellers around the world. This just seems like the perfect marriage.
Yes.
Book club. Yeah. So
it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, actually, to look for these little gems from, we have an author from Austria, from Germany, from Norway, and in their own country, those were actually bestseller books. So, but they never arrived to the States because it's so difficult. It's so expensive to translate the books. You have all the costs of publishing in general, and you add to that all the cost of the translation and editing. And so not many publishing houses can do that. So it's, for me personally, it's a lot of fun to look for, these great authors that are great, they have great books, and then they never got translated. So for me, it's going like mining, like being in a mine and look for gems.
Exactly. It's treasure hunting. You're
exactly
trying to find these treasures. And the wonderful thing about our book club is like the Kabul Beauty School, which was set in Afghanistan. It ended up, your book will be nominated this year for one of the books, of the 12 books that are International Books of the Year. And so all the Pulpwood Queens vote, and anybody that's a member votes for our International Book of the Year. So we're really excited, because books that might not have ever been seen by the New York Times bestsellers list or other bestsellers lists are recognized at our book club convention in this year it'll be in Amelia Island, Florida, and it's
Wow.
gonna be
Okay.
awesome. And we're going to be right on the beach, the opposite side of the, you're on the West Coast in San Diego, in La Mesa, where we just found out, everybody. I used to live in La Mesa, in San Jose, California.
In
And
San Diego. Yeah.
now, what are the odds? I can't tell you
It's
my address, but I had a townhouse, and it looked up my rooftop patio, overlooked. I could see the ocean very, very, very far away.
oh yeah. So
But
yeah.
I was up on
Nice.
the hill looking down at San Diego State across the freeway, and then the ocean twinkling.
I know exactly the area. I know exactly the area. I'm in Mount Helix, you know, the area of Mount
Yeah,
Helix.
yeah.
Yeah, it's right there. It's like Grossmont Center. Yeah, it's
We're
it's
from
incredible.
Chicago. So how long have you lived in San Diego? Your English is perfect. I mean, you're
Thank you. Well, I've been in the States for about 30 years now. So a long time. Yes, I basically came after university. I studied in Italy, and then I came to study English in the States. And the day after I arrived, I met the person that would become my husband. So it was fate. So
is your husband
and
American?
he's American. Yes, yes.
Oh my goodness.
And his best friend was Italian and was here. So of course I arrived and I met all the Italians that were in the school learning English. And through him, I met my husband. And so I've been stuck here for
Well,
since
I wouldn't
then.
say San Diego was a stuck.
No, oh no, no.
It's a
We've been around a little bit. We've been to England. Also, we lived in England for a while. But San Diego is a wonderful city, so we're really happy to be here, and we're really enjoying. Yes, yes.
You're just minutes
But-
from Julian to go to the mountains or the beach. You know, you don't have to
Yeah.
go that far. You've kind of got the best of both worlds. So,
Right.
did you start the publishing house when you came to the United States?
No, I actually was studying here for a while. I've been a translator for many years, and that's my background is in translation. And that's why when I met the people of Kazbabo, I was really interested in joining because of exactly this particular specialty that they have, you know, that is all about translating books. And so I was really excited to be part of the team. So I'm really happy. And I am a lot involved because of my background. I am involved a lot in the translation process. If the books are from Italian, obviously I have a lot of involvement. If the books are from other countries, I still talk about the techniques and about, all that is involved in the translation process. So, and it's a lot of fun. It's really a lot of fun.
Well, was Bruno with the publishing house when you came on board already?
No. Bruno, I am from Genoa, which is the same city of Bruno. And I knew him as a writer because, of course, he writes this beautiful mystery set in Genoa. And when I joined Kazbabo, I said, there is this great author, he's the best-selling authors in Italy. Why don't we contact him? And so when I went to visit my family in Genoa, I approached him and I explained who we were and we would like to translate your books. And he told me, okay, translate this book. This is called Rosso Amaro in Italian. We translated as the German client because Rosso Amaro was not really a good title in English. Yeah. And it was his favorite book because there is a lot of himself in this book. There is a lot of his background because he grew up in the same places where the setting of the book is, of the historical part, which because as you know, the book, I don't know, maybe I should explain a little bit to whoever is listening.
For people that haven't read it, that are going to be watching this, why don't you just give kind of a little overview without giving it away? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's okay. First of all, it's a mystery. But so I have to be careful not to give anything away because there are a lot of things that you don't want to say. You have to be very careful. But it's a particular mystery because as a double timeline. There is the investigation of Baci Pagano, who is the protagonist of all the 14 novels of Bruno Morchio. He is asked, he's in the hospital waiting for to know what happened to this friend of hers. There was another story. Anyways, he's in the hospital and he gets approached by this older German gentleman who is asking him basically to if he could hire him to find his half brother who was born of a relationship between a German officer during the war when Genoa was occupied by the Nazis, and a local woman from Genoa. So and Baci Pagano says, sure, I'll help you out, especially because he was offered a huge sum to do that. And so there is this double timeline in the novel when we have the investigation in the present time of Baci Pagano that is looking into the old partisans associations who might know something about this particular person that was a partisan, this girl, and this relationship with this German officer, and is trying to figure out who might be this half brother of this German client. And there's an alternation of chapters. There is a chapter that is in the present with the present investigation of Baci Pagano, and a chapter set in the past during the Nazi occupation of Genoa, which was a real thing. Is in fact one of the interesting things about this book, I think, is because it's really, really well researched. Really, all the facts are historically accurate. A lot of the characters are actually historically true characters. All the places are actually places that used to be and that still are there. And so there is this double line, double story in the present and in the past, and in the end, they get together when Baci Pagano solves the investigation. And I have to say, the part in the past is actually, to me and to all the people I talked about the book, they found that the part in the past even more engaging than the one in the present, because you really get involved in the story of partisans and what was going on, and the collaborators of the Germans and the Nazis and all the disadventures of the partisans is really, really interesting. And
well, go ahead.
And the parents of Bruno Morchio grew up in that period. They went through the Nazi occupation. So Bruno knew about all their stories. And so that's why this book is so close to him, because he actually he met a lot of the old partisans. He heard the stories of his father, his mother, the grandparents. So that's why he said, please do this book. Please use this book to bring it to the American public, because it's so interesting. Because you know, also in the States, also the Americans, of course, went through World War II, but they were not as involved because they were not occupied like we were.
Right, like yeah, it was bad. Yeah, so
it was not tragic like it used to be for Italians, but there is still a lot of interest in what happened during the war.
Oh, I think it's even more right now. It just seems like the hot topic is World War II, everything that's going on, and in foreign countries. But right now they're emailing me that they can't get on. Where did you go to get the Zoom link? They go, the Zoom link is not working. I posted it on the? Was it on?
I instead of clicking what my husband did, because he's a tech person of the house. Instead of clicking on the link, he actually copied it into this program. He actually, so it was a correct link.
Did he copy it off of the website, or did he copy it off the official?
From the email you sent me.
From the email. I copied it right off my calendar events. It's a recurring link on my website. So I'm telling them, go to the website, go to calendar events, and it's right there. All you have to do is click on it. And so they may be coming in. Stephanie is the one that goes to Italy. She's saying everybody's trying to get on and they can't get on.
Oh, that's a shame. Oh.
Well, we do this every month. I put it, it's a reoccurring link. So all you have to do is copy and save it, but they never can find it. So I put it up on the website because the website's, there. So hopefully they'll get on here in just a minute. I go to the website and they go, what's your website? The Pulpwood Queen. So anyway, I'm hoping they'll get on. They were messaging me. But okay, so you've gotten to know Bruno. You've been there to meet him. Has he
Yes.
ever been to the States?
He has been to New York a few years ago, but apart from that, nothing else. And he doesn't really speak English. And that's why I'm here in his place, because it would have been really painful to have a discussion if somebody doesn't really speak English at all. So,
well, you have to wait for you to translate it and then him
right.
to say it. And it's
It gets a little awkward.
Of film set in India, and I have watched so many of these things that I can now pick up keywords. And it's just like, if you immerse yourself, like when I go over there, by the time I'm leaving, I'm singing Italian songs and I know some of the words, and I get. And the wonderful thing about Italians is they're so expressive. You understand a lot without speaking.
Having to speak, yes.
So it's like one of my favorite places to go because it's so friendly, and and everybody loves to eat and drink their wine and relax, and it's just a lovely.
That's very true. And I really hope you can manage to go for in the 2024.
Yeah, I'm hoping to bring over my book club. So maybe at some point, Italy's not that big of a country, but if we're anywhere near, maybe we could arrange,
That would be so much fun. Yes, maybe we can arrange to go at the same time. And yes.
Tony he is Italian. So if Bruno met us, he could translate, That's true. So we have Nino and Tony. Nino is our bus driver. And these guys, they're local, so they speak everything. And then Stephanie is American, but everybody swears she's Italian. I hope she gets on because she's so much fun. I was just trying to think how I could get her the post, but I tell everybody, don't wait until it's time to go. Email me beforehand, but people don't. But they'll see it later. They'll see it all later. Okay, they're emailing me again. Let's see. Doesn't work. It says the host has another meeting in progress. Okay, I'm just a second. I'm going to say go to the official. We've been having trouble with Zoom. Go to the official International Book Club page, and it's there. National Book Club page on Facebook. I put it at the top of every one of my pages with the Zoom link page, and it's there. I don't know why it's saying there's 2 meetings in progress, because you and I both got on. So but we had this 2 weeks ago. We had this problem where nobody could get on. They go, you wouldn't let me in. I go, you're not showing up, you guys. I don't know what you're doing wrong, but go to the official International Book Club page on Facebook. Let's see if they can get there. She just got home from work. So what time is it there in San Diego? Well, you're earlier, right?
Now is 5:20.
Yeah.
Now it's 5:20. Yeah. It's 2 hours difference, I think.
This book, so how do you sell it in the United States? Are you being represented by?
Well, we work online with bookstores, with online bookstores. And yes, but we also have a distributor that is Ingram's Park, so you can also get the physical books, and of course you can get it through Amazon. Our book is everywhere. Barnes and Noble is everywhere you want, and is all over the world, and is available. In fact, we have sales in India, sales in Hong Kong, wherever. We're everywhere.
Well, we're going to make sure that they can get a hold of you. Sarah, how did you get online? Because everybody's saying the link doesn't work. Can you hear me? Here we go again.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we all did. It's not working. It says the host has another meeting in progress. Where'd you go?
Well, I found the other updated link, apparently. I'm going to try to get over to here where I can actually look at you.
I actually copied the link from the website and sent it to Chiara, and
Yes.
she got on right away. And so everybody's saying they can't get on the link that I posted. So I don't understand.
Oh, shoot. Now I've lost. Can you hear me still? I've lost the,
Yeah, we can hear you.
yeah,
We
I've
can't
lost the
see you.
audio. But yeah, I found there were two different informations, and under the one of the conversations with the author, there was a different meeting code and password. So I tried that. So I wonder if we can let people know that.
Well, I don't, if we knew where you got on, we could tell them to go there, but I told them to go to the website where I copied and pasted the thing. It's a reoccurring link. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's not the same one though. Let me see if I can find it.
I'm wondering if Zoom doesn't change those or something, because I just copied the same link every time.
But yeah, that's what I did, last week and this whole for half an hour or so. But then I looked and there was one conversation with the author, and it had these different numbers. So I tried that, and that's
where were you when you found that link?
let me get back to it here.
Okay, because we could send them, I could send her a message and I could say, go to there, but I've sent her to my pages, I've sent her to my website, and she still can't get on. I don't think it's our problem.
Yeah, let me just write this down. 97972.
Here, let me see.
Yeah, that's a password. Yeah, the
Now,
passcode.
the password's not going to help. I need the.
Yeah, well, I've got the meeting ID as well. And there's a link here, but here's the meeting ID. It says 834-6539-6920.
Okay, well.
Yes, that's correct. 834
Okay, wait a minute.
6539
Let me
6920.
type
Yes.
it in.
Right.
834, what?
Right. 6539.
Wait a minute. 834 659
No,
No,
6539
834
6539.
39 what?
No, 6539.
You have it.
539. Okay, wait a minute. I got
Yes.
didn't get the 5. 6539. Yeah.
6920.
I need the last numbers.
6920.
Is this after 6539?
Yes.
Yes.
6520?
Yes.
No, 6920. The last four
Okay, you
digits.
guys are not helping me here. 6920.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to read it back. 834-653-96920.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sending it.
Correct.
And then the passcode, do you need that?
Yes, passcode.
97
Wait a minute. Let me type in passcode.
797
9797
20.
20. Okay, let's see if that goes.
I'm going to try it again because it was under your Pulpwood Queen presents her picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is
Well,
not,
I put it.
that's not the same as the information that's being presented to everyone elsewhere.
Where elsewhere?
Everywhere it has the little logo that says Tuesday night author thing. You click on that.
Well, I'll tell you why that is. That is because Mandy Haynes took those down.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
Those, and I can't get them off the web. Mandy Haynes no longer works for the Pulpwood Queens. She left.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I knew that.
those links, if they're going to those, they don't work. So that's why I posted the one from the website. So, okay, well, let's continue. Sarah has reached out about the German client, but our publisher lives in San Diego, but she's from Italy, married to an American. And Bruno is from where she's from in Italy. So when she went back to Italy, he's a best-selling author. She brought his book to the publishing house and they translated it, and they're taking best-selling international bestsellers and they're publishing them here. And I said, this is perfect because we read international books. I want to know all your list. And did you send me a catalog of your list of all your books, or do you have a little book of I need that.
No, I don't. You can go to our site that is Kazbabo, www.kazbabo.com, and you see all the books we have. Like
I will do that. I will do that because I'm reading now for 2023. So maybe you have another great book.
We actually are in progress of translating 2 more Italian books. They're again mysteries.
Italy, but
we have, well, the other books we have so far are classics. So they are, so those are not living anymore. And that's why we didn't think it would be a good fit for you guys, because you are all about meeting the author. And of course,
it's kind of hard
Bruno,
to meet the classics when they're not.
Exactly.
I know when I went to Italy, I bought a copy of The Leopard,
yes. Tommaso di Lampedusa.
And I said, what do you have translated into English? And they pointed me to that book. So I always try to get a book in every foreign country I go to.
Good. Yes,
like,
it's a great idea.
Greek, I got in Greece, and The Leopard I got in Italy. And I just think, I love going to bookstores in foreign countries because they're so charming and beautiful.
That's true.
And
That's
so
true.
I was telling her, Sarah, that in 2024, Stephanie, we're planning on taking a trip to Italy with our book club. So I'm going to be sharing that, when we have our girlfriend weekend convention in Amelia Island, Florida. But the German client will be up for International Book of the Year. So the more that we can connect you with Pulpwood Queens, like Sarah is up in the Pacific Northwest. And, we have a huge contingency up there that are coming to our weekend. And then, we've always had a big contingency come from California, but since COVID, we did the last 2 conventions Zoom. And, but it opened up our world because we were able to bring in international authors from all over, Malta, Paris, Spain, and because they could come on, they might get on in the middle of the night. In fact, I had Jim Markham. It was like 4 a.m. in Hawaii, where he lives, when he came to speak at 9.
Oh, wow.
Big time. But he said, I'll do it for you, Kathy. And so, but I get up in the middle of the night if I could be on an International Book Club convention. Absolutely. Yeah. Sarah? Sarah's an author too. Yeah. I see an author too. In fact, most of the people that show up for our Tuesday night book club are authors.
I noticed that. Yes. We have.
Well, they're big readers. It just makes,
of course,
I'm a huge reader and I'm an author, but we're excited about this book. And I know that Janet McCauley, I really was hoping she'd be here tonight, but it may be because they may be meeting in person tonight. And I told her,
I see.
Our book club here in East Texas started on Tuesday night. It was the second Tuesday of each month. But then when COVID hit, and everybody stopped meeting, they couldn't meet, and nobody knew how to use Zoom. I figured it out, and I started teaching people how to get on Zoom, and so they could all come to one place, hear the author, and in concept, it's a brilliant idea. But trying to get people to do it, they go, "When is it?" I go, "It's every Tuesday night of the month." It's the same Zoom link every time, and so write it down and save it. Then you can come on anytime.
Well, are we going to get a new regular Zoom link? So
what I'm going to do, I'm going to shut that one down. In fact, I'll probably close all my Zooms, and I will begin again with a Zoom link. But I will put them on the website always, and then I'll copy from the website. But I tried to share that tonight she was going to be here with Mandy's post, and all the links are broken on every single one of them to the end of the year. So couldn't use them.
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, that's a shame. But it's recorded, so if somebody wants to hear what this book is all about,
now she says it doesn't work either. She says it doesn't work. I don't know. I'm going to have to, I don't know if I can get a hold of anybody with Zoom. I think I'm just going to take them all down and start over and, you know, and we'll
Good idea.
figure it out. But how did you guys get on? I mean, that's the thing I can't figure out. If you can get on, how come they can't get on?
It's
Yeah. Did you put those numbers up onto the
I put it
page?
on my page. The Pulpwood
Oh.
Queen presents her picks and the official Pulpwood Queen page.
Yeah, well, those were the old links. Yeah. So anyway.
anyway,
Yeah. Well, so
it's okay.
So the
It's
author
okay
can't
because this is going to go up
Yeah.
on Facebook and everybody can watch it. And then what's
Yes.
the best way they can get in contact with you about ordering the books or getting the book club picks? Because she's put together the coolest swag for our book clubs, all this neat stuff. And it came with this beautiful
Yes.
letter. And I was so impressed that she did this.
Okay, so if there is any book club that wants to read our book, The German Client, all they have to do is to go to our Facebook page of Kazbabo. So it's Kazbabo is Facebook Kazbabo Publishing, and there is a link there that you can click, and it takes you to our website, and it tells you all about how to order the books directly from us at a discount, and all the swag that you can get, which are this very nice book club. Can you see them?
Yeah,
This
they're
book-
beautiful.
they're book
very
club,
heavy.
Official
Heavy,
book
large,
club
so you can't lose them.
where you can take notes while you're reading your book. Then we have coasters for the book club.
I got my coaster.
You must have one. You must have one.
Master one, because you know we're about book clubs. You know, there's a lot of drinking involved.
Oh yes.
Then we have this. We put together because we specialize in mysteries. So we have this.
I love it.
These are luggage identifiers with on one side the American crime tape, and on the other side the British one, because we do international books. And then we have also this nice interactive discussion guides.
Wow.
Is a discussion guide, but there is basically one question on every little sheet. So if you don't want to have one person managing the discussion, facilitating discussion, you can distribute them to all the members of the book club, and everybody can be involved into asking questions. So we thought it was a cute thing, because we're really a lot into book clubs. We really love book clubs. So
That's wonderful.
so yeah, go to our Facebook page, Facebook Kazbabo Publishing, and there is a link, and it takes you to the site, and you can have all the information you need. So I hope
such a plus. And the thing about another thing that you can do to promote sales, because I used to have a bookstore, is autographed plates. If you send them Bruno's autograph, they're going to get the book to put it in it. And I've always, that's a great, and that would be very simple for him to drop a, you know.
Oh yeah, I can ask Bruno I can send the plate to Bruno, and he can sign them and send them back to us, and then we can do that. That's a great idea. Yeah, he's.
And then we can take our books to Italy and meet Bruno.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And so, you know, it's that you can see it from the video that we posted the other day. Genoa is a very particular city. It has this like amazing historical center that is like it's the second one in Europe, I think. It's huge and it's so particular. And so you really have to go and see it, because we hope to give an idea in the video, because when you read the book, it's nice to have an idea of the setting, because the setting is really important in the book.
What is that region, what is that city known for as far as Italian food? Do they have a signature thing?
Oh yes, okay. First of all, pesto. Pesto is from Genoa. And we're going to have a video about that tomorrow. I'm going to actually, I just posted it tonight.
So you see, it is fantastic.
Yes. And then focaccia. Focaccia comes from Genoa. The real focaccia is a Genoese recipe, and the focaccia from Genoa is very specific. It's very thin, very oily and salty. Is so good.
Oh, I'm
And
so hungry.
every time you go to have focaccia in any restaurant here, you're all disappointed because no, it's not the real focaccia, but it's okay. It's close enough, you know. You just have to get used to it. But yes, and then we have amazing food, and all the fish.
What's, you know, like when I was in Venice, they made these Aperol spritzers. They're orange with these gigantic olives, and it's the first drink I've ever had in Italy that came with ice. And they're so refreshing. They said it's the drink of Italy, of Venice. They do like
The spritz.
3,000 a day.
The spritz is called
Yes.
spritz, right? Oh yes, it's Campari and Prosecco and a little bit a slice of orange and
Yes.
ice, and it's excellent. Oh, it's one of my favorite. Absolutely, yes.
Do they have a drink there that's famous, that is a signature city drink?
I wouldn't know about that. I don't think so. We have some very good wine from the Cinque Terre, you know, because they have a lot of vineyards over there. So we
Yeah.
have very good wine in Genoa. Yes, the white wine is excellent.
I found the table wine that they served absolutely fantastic. The tape, you know, just we sat the first night I was ever there under the olive trees with all these, you know, wonderful fennel and all these wonderful olives, and I was just like, okay, I'm not going home. You know, I'm not going home. And
No,
I
the food.
the
The
food.
food in Italy, it's that's the thing that I miss them. I miss my friends. Well, number one, and two, the food. In fact, when I go to Italy, I say, okay, forget about the diet. While I'm
Just eat.
here, I'm eating my heart happy. I enjoy it so much. And
There's no comparison between
When you
the-
mentioned the wine from Cinque Terre,
Yeah.
I was there about 10 years ago hiking the trails.
oh, it's beautiful.
The
Yes.
terraces with all the vineyards, and I could just see how good that would be.
It's and the Cinque Terre. I was telling Kathy that it's really strange that the Cinque Terre are known all over the world, but
Right.
Genoa in itself is not really well known, and it's a shame because it's right there. You know, you can literally, it's like 5 minutes away from Genoa.
I didn't realize that.
I didn't
Yeah.
either.
It's you take the train from the middle of Genoa, and in
Right.
half an hour, not even 15 minutes, you are at the Cinque Terre. So it's right there. And in fact,
Wow.
I did all the walk myself because you can walk the whole.
It's
you
so
know, you did
wonderful.
it.
Yeah, next time I will go there.
I know. I'm going to tell Stephanie, okay, we've got to go visit Bruno. And he lives right
Yes.
there. Is he,
Absolutely.
what kind of person is he? Is he really? an
He's
introvert?
okay. First of all, he is a psychologist. So he
Oh.
worked as a psychologist all his life. And you can tell that in the reading the book, you can tell because the in-depth presentation of the characters and their thoughts and their thought process, it's really, really well done. And so you can tell that he's a psychologist. Now he just turned, actually 2 days ago, he turned 68. So he just retired. And so he's devoting all his life to writing, which has always been his love, of course. He is a classic Genoese person. The people from Genoa are very well known for being a little bit, at the first encounter, a little bit closed up, a little bit. They look like a little bit. They're not quite open. They're not like people from. They're not.
Yeah.
But once you get to know them, they just open up, and they're wonderful people. But at first, in fact, when I met him, I was really concerned because he seemed to be very kind of detached and cold. But then as we got to know each other better, now we are friends. And so it's a classic trait of the Genoese people. They're very kind of closed up.
It's the same way here in the United States, because where I'm from in Kansas, right in the middle of the country, people, they don't talk much, and they check you completely out. I mean, when you pass them in a car, they'll raise a finger. You know, they don't say much, but then once you get to know a Kansan, but their word is their bond. And that's the way I was raised. And I found out that it's not that way everywhere you go. Some
No.
people's words don't mean anything. I look for their actions, So
Right.
but I think that's interesting. We can't lump a whole country into being all the same, just like we can't.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
America is such a melting pot of nationalities now, and it's more diverse than it's ever been before. I mean, let's face it, the Hispanics and the Asians and some of the other cultures that are in country, they're multiplying faster than we are. So I know that in Texas, the white males are the minority. Really, the fastest growing people are the Hispanics, and after that's the Asians, and then the fastest growing between men and women are Black women are just becoming so many. So it's really, I'm in Rotary International, and we have them come and give the statistics of the how diverse we really are, and that was years ago. And now, I mean,
Oh, it's even more.
it's even more. And when I was
Yeah.
in San Diego, it is definitely that way.
Oh, in San Diego, yeah, absolutely. But I love that because it's so interesting, and you meet people from all over the world, and it's becoming a little bit like that also in Italy. When I left about 30 years ago, it used to be much more monochromatic, much more homogeneous. But as the years went on, now we have lots of immigration from the Middle East, from Africa, and it's getting more and more like the States. It's more like
I wish I could
varied.
tell you this film I watched on Netflix, but it was hysterical. It was a story about a little small mountainous village that in the wintertime they get pretty isolated. And all of a sudden these Africans show up, and they're dressed like in Africa in the tribal thing.
Mhm.
And this woman knows that if they're seen, that they're not going to be treated very well, so she hides them. It's an Italian woman, and it's a story about her trying to hide these guys that are just trying to find a place to land, and then they put on this big show because they do. I laughed so hard at this movie, and I thought, it was. I wish I could think of it. I'll try to find what it was, but it was the funniest movie because at first they saw it as not a good thing because they didn't want the immigrants in their little village, but then it brought so much tourism to come see these guys put on these shows that the town grew and the mayor was happy. I tell you, it was the funniest movie, and it was a comedy. And Italian comedies are a little bit different than our comedies. I don't know. They have we need to learn other cultures because it's fascinating. Have you seen the movie Pinocchio that was done in Italy? The one with
No, I know the story because that's a classic. That's a classic story in Italy. Obviously, there's Italian author who wrote Pinocchio. So yes, but I didn't see the movie. No, I did not.
Well, it is done in Italy, and it's not the American Disney version that I've seen. It's a little dark, but I love puppets. I love storytelling. So I was fascinated with it, and my daughters and I just fell in love with it. And I think it's just called Pinocchio, but it's the one done in Italy. It was on Netflix. But has there been any interest of taking the German client to film in Italy?
Well, Bruno has been trying for a long time now to bring his series to the TV. And I know, in fact, I even helped him translating all the synopses of his books because he was going to introduce them to possible festivals so that he was hoping would pick it up. So far, it didn't happen. I know it's one of his dreams because, as I said, there are 14 novels with
That's amazing.
Pagano,
14.
and it would be a perfect thing for a series. And
Netflix,
I hope,
Netflix is always looking now for foreign films, and actually, they're my favorite ones. I'm watching on Netflix is the ones from other countries because they're stories I can't predict. American filmmaking is so predictable.
That's true. That's
you know
true.
what's going to happen. But you watch an Indian film or a film set in the Middle East, and takes on something a little bit different, or African, or even Australian, it takes on a storyteller. I used to think the best storytellers in the world were from the South, and now I've changed my opinion, because I think the best storytellers are around the world. I don't think it's
That's
just
true.
a region. I think every country has storytelling, and Italy is all about the story. I mean, every time we
That's
go
true.
there, we feel like we were just playing out a book or a movie. I had the funniest thing happen. Stephanie writes books about taking Americans to Italy. And what happened is we drove the Mercedes bus onto a freighter in Italy. And we went across on this freighter that was as big as 6 football fields filled with buses to Greece. And we get off and we drive off, and we're driving the mountainous roads up to where, did you see the film Mamma Mia?
Yes.
So we're going to go to the church where they filmed that, and we're driving, and it's switchbacks. So I had no idea that Greece had such mountainous regions, and the Mediterranean's down below, and you got cliffs on one side, you're down, and we come around a corner and screech. And I thought there were 3 giant like bowling balls in the road. And what it was these men in a hole, and they had on these their hard hats are like a bowling ball. And they popped up, and we're going, I was in the second seat. And Tony goes, Mamma Mia, what the world? And he gets out, and there was some kind of leak. And the hole they opened up to fix it wouldn't let our bus go by. There was just a little bitty area that the little tiny cars could get through, but our bus wouldn't go. So we didn't know what to do. And I said, well, it's just right there. I can see it. So we decided to walk. Well, every time we went around a curve, and I go, it doesn't look like it's any closer. I swear we walked 5 miles. But we got there because this guy from England was in a little bitty like convertible. And he got through, and he stopped, and he picked us up, and he'd take us and I was the last one to go. And my favorite memory was I'm sitting on the back with the roll bar of this convertible thing. And I'm looking at the ocean down below and the cliffs, and I'm out, and it was the most beautiful day. I'll never forget it. And Stephanie and I are hanging on for dear life. And we get up there, and we go to that Mamma Mia church, and a Bulgarian film crew was there, and 3 of our couples on the trip got remarried in the chapel, and we had a Greek minister do this. And I sang at the wedding, the first time I ever saw your face, with another one of my Pulpwood queens, which was a Roberta Flack song, which is totally out of my league, but I looked over in that English. The man from England and his wife came to the ceremony that took us up. They were crying. They said, it's the most beautiful thing. And we're just going, oh my, I'll never forget it. But she writes books about these stories about what happens to us. And so her latest book, I'm in it, and it's the bowling ball story. So, but Nino, our bus driver, backed it down that mountain through all those switchbacks.
Oh, wow.
Way the bottom. And then he brought taxis back up to get us, little taxis. And I don't know how they did it. I couldn't have backed down that mountain in my own car, let alone a Mercedes bus. But it's Italy is just full of adventures. You never know what's going to happen.
Absolutely. But it's not just Italy. As long as you get out of your comfort zone, out of what you know, there is always an adventure to be found, always. And I love to travel, and that's the best thing you can do is with your money, is to travel, to read and to travel.
And Sarah travels a ton, don't you?
I just want to add that I love armchair traveling with this mystery, the German client. I'm just in the middle of it right now. But
good.
Part, as Kathy has said, of these international stories is that we're experiencing this different culture in Genoa, where he's going down these little alleyways to the
and they're so
it's wonderful. Yeah, I really enjoy it. And
I hope he gets it made into a movie. And You know,
It would be a good movie, actually. It would be good because it would be so the fact that there are two timelines, I think it would work really well in a movie because you would have to follow two stories at the same time, and all the historical part. I think would be great if it was done in a movie.
who's the big film stars in Italy right now? Who's the biggest one?
I don't know. I don't know very.
See, I always think of Gina Lola Brigida and Sophia Loren.
Yes, but
and
those
all
are the
that.
those are the
Fellini.
classics. And now there are some new generations that are not as famous as that. It's happening maybe a little bit like it's happening here too. That the big stars they're not there anymore because there are so many more people, and so it's more difficult to become a real star, in my opinion. Even in America, it's the same. There are the big names, Paul Newman, Robert Redford. There are not a lot of those people anymore. And the same thing goes for Italy, you know, the Sophia Loren, the Gina Lollobrigida, they're not there anymore. There are a few other people.
Tony Falacci, who is our tour contact translator, was in the movies in the 70s. He was a film star, and then he became this tour guide, and he was very handsome. I mean, he was very handsome, and he's in his 70s now, and I love him to death. I love him to death, but I did not know it for years. And then finally he said, yeah, I started out. He goes, I did films here and in London, and that's where he met his wife, who's actually from Wales. His wife is from, I think she's Welsh. But anyway, it's lovely to talk to you. And I want to do this more. You know, I want to do it more. So I'm going to go on there and I'm going to look and see. I really want to see what are the two books that you're bringing in for 2023 you're translating.
Well, again, they're mysteries.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do. One of them is actually set in Santa Margherita, which is right next stop Cinque Terre, is still in the same area there, and is set in this hotel in Santa Margherita, which is a hotel that is there and is a historical hotel. So, and that's a mystery. And the other one is again is a sort of a mystery, but it's more like it's a funny book. It's a mystery, but it's really funny too, because the character and is all about the world of art, because the protagonist is an art restorer, an art historian.
Oh, I want to read that one because I'm an artist. I want to.
That's true. You would enjoy that because
what's it going to be called?
Okay, the title in Italian is Con l'arte e con l'inganno, which means with art and with deception. But we're going to have to find the title that works better in English. We didn't, maybe I was thinking maybe something like Under a Thin Layer of Deception or something like that.
I like the art with deception. I like that. I think that would get people hooked. And is it a contemporary book? Is it set now?
It's a contemporary book, and it talks a lot, and that's why we picked it, because we thought it was a nice niche, because it's a mystery, but it talks about the classics of the art. And it talks about the restoration process, and it talks about thefts during the period of the Nazi, where all the art was stolen and then it resurfaces, and all the symbology of the colors in the Middle Ages and what
sounds very wonderful.
I learned so much when I read this book. I said, oh my goodness, this is not just a book that is not just a story. It teaches you so much that I had no idea. And the author is also an artist, and she has a degree in art, and so she actually knows what she's talking about. And so that's why we really liked it.
I want to see that book. So anyway,
we're working on it.
I am thrilled. You tell Bruno that we are on it. We're going to be, and he will be up for, we tell everybody you should come to our convention because we have an awards night on Sunday night. Now, I do let the authors I do know in December who wins. So I let the authors know who wins so they can be there to accept their award. But he is up. And so the more
that's great.
you connect with people, and even if he couldn't come, you could accept it on his behalf. And it's in Amelia Island, Florida. So I'll keep.
He was
I'll keep in touch.
all excited about coming to Texas. If you could have, I told him, I said, Bruno, your book could be possibly be chosen by this wonderful book club, and if you win, you're gonna go to Texas. And he was like, sure, as long as you come with me and you translate for me because I don't speak English. I said, sure, we'll do that. But then you couldn't have it because of COVID. So
yeah, this is the first time we've moved it out of state since this is the 23rd year, and it's always been in Texas. But we've kind of exhausted our resources here. So, so many of our book clubs are on the East Coast, and it's so easy for workers to get down. Not so easy for Sarah to come, but I do have a lot of people that come from the Pacific Northwest, and I know James Martin, Conroy Martin is an international author, and he comes. He actually won. We have a timber guy contest of who can read the sexiest, and it has nothing to do with like suggestive reading. I usually give them something very boring to read. It's how they read it.
How you read it.
It is hilarious. It's hilarious. We had a young man win one year who was an international student from Pakistan, and he was so cute. He wore the dress with the turban and the white, and he said, "Can I enter?"
Sick.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. And he read something, and he'd look up and everybody applauded, and he was just like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just talking. He won. He threw his hands in the air, and I have to tell you, he is now an architect in Pakistan, and he married one of the most beautiful girls I have ever seen in my life, and he's doing very well. So we keep in touch through LinkedIn, but his name was Salman Mustafa, and he just happened to pop up at our weekend. But we thank you. I mean, you've been trying to get this all going. Now that we're connected, and I've talked to you and everything, I'll work. Now that I've taken back, I'm the executive director, and I've taken everything back. I will work personally with you to help your publishing and your books out there. And Sarah, pass the word that everybody watch this show.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun. And Bruno, I'll have to go back. And are any of the other ones translated? Or just this one?
This is the only one that has been translated in English and also in German. But all the other ones, no. This is the only one.
Oh, that's a shame, because I would love to start at the start and get to know Bhakti.
Actually, if he might be amenable to have another one translated. I can ask him.
The first one would make sense, because then you can see where he went and where he's going. But any other ones from now on would be, he might get quite an American following, because
that would be nice. Yeah, that would be nice. He's an interesting character, the Baci Pagano. As it's like this checkered past. He was in prison. He's called the illiterate what was it called? L'analfabeta del sentimento is in Italian. It's like meaning he is the illiterate of feelings, because he is so bad at expressing his feelings with his relationships, and he's always messing up his relationships. But so it's a very interesting character, and
so
he's always.
Is the author married?
He's divorced, and then he's remarried now. And I met his new wife, and she's also a writer, so he's also very nice person. Yes.
Wonderful. Well, we're excited, and we thank you so much. Like I said, it's being recorded. I will download it, and I'll send you a copy. I'll send the link to you, and then you can share it with everybody all over the world. And then I'll see if I can get. When you do the blogs, be sure and mention, if you did not get a book club swag, go to our website and, because I know the Beaufort chapter is definitely on board with you. And that's one of my biggest chapters. So
yes, and they're wonderful. And Janet was like really wonderful. I'm sorry that I didn't get to see her. Well. But another
maybe
thing,
I can arrange you to meet her. She'll be at Girlfriend Weekend. So if you came in for that, you might even, all of your books are translated to English.
into English, yes.
We have publishers and authors who have booths there that they can sell their books. So that might be
okay. That could be. I have to talk to my boss about it. And another thing that I wanted to tell you and everybody who is watching this, Amazon reviews are so important for
tell me
for not just for us, not for the book of Bruno. I'm talking in general. Every time you read a book that you like, write a review on Amazon, because it has such a huge impact on so many people. I know when I'm about to buy a book, I always read the reviews and say, okay, this could be a good book. I'm going to buy it. And so you can have such a huge impact in 1 minute, not even 30 seconds. If you just give a star review, it takes no time. And still, a lot of people don't do that, and it's a shame.
I did it for all my authors for a long time, but Amazon won't let me do it anymore.
Oh, that's a shame.
I think it's because all my books that I pick are five diamonds in the Pulpwood Queen Tiara. They think that they pay me to pick, and they no, nobody pays me. I pick a book on merit, but you can't tell them that. But
no,
authors can, and our authors are really good about reviewing other authors in our.
True.
I mean, I can't believe Sarah's done how many? Who did you do last? You did.
Oh gosh, I can't remember.
Not so many, but our authors are really good about reviewing other authors, and so
that's true.
And I always commend them, because I go, authors that read and that review for other people get really big bonus points on me about coming back. So because I like people that are givers, and people that just say, oh, I'm a writer and I don't read anybody but myself. That is like the worst thing you can say to me.
And how can you be a good writer if you don't read a lot? I don't get that. It's impossible. It's impossible.
You have to. I'm learning so much. So much from these authors, and I really feel like writing a quick review is not a big burden.
Yeah, exactly. And so many people are depending on good, people who are intelligent and thoughtful to actually say, okay, read this book because it's a good book. So I tell everybody to do it. When I read a good book, I leave a review because it's a minimum I can do. Absolutely. So it was very nice. It was very nice meeting you, Sarah, by the way. I'm glad that you managed to get in.
Tell me what's behind you on the wall, because I'm an artist and I'm looking at this.
Oh, you're going to laugh. You're going to laugh because I found this painting in a garage sale. And I saw it, and there are actually two of them. One is this, and the other one is like the Troy horse, the horse of
the Trojan horse,
a Trojan horse, yes. And since I have a classic degree from Italy, I actually studied classics. And when I saw them, I said, okay, this is like, and the person who did this is Greek, and in fact, she decided to paint about Greek mythology. This is the Minotaur myth, and then the other one is, and this is like the ships going to look for the Minotaur, and I love it. I love the colors.
I've just been admiring it. Well, and I see the oars in the water and the ship, so I knew it was something from
exactly from the Greek mythology.
How fascinating. Well, it's a beautiful background, and I'm in my office, which is just covered with
you have so much.
You can see all my paintings and things on the wall, and I just They're floor to ceiling, all the
Incredible.
way around, you know, they're everywhere. But I converted a bedroom in my house into my office, and it's got, you know, all my film references, all my art, and it's all done in shades of pinks to reds. And I call it my Valentine office. But I thank you so much for coming on and talking about the German client. Everybody go to the website.
Thank you.
Go to the website. It's www.kabazbo.
Kazbabo.
Kazbabo.
Kazbabo.com. And if you want the free swag for the book clubs, go to the Facebook page of Kazbabo. So Kazbabo Publishing, Facebook Kazbabo Publishing. So you can get your goodies.
I will put that in the, when I post the recording, I'll put those on there so that they can do that.
Perfect.
And it will be up by tomorrow morning. Sometimes it takes a while for it to download, but we'll get it up for tomorrow and have it up on the Pulpwood Queen Presents page for your next.
Yes. And I'll look forward to send you.
Since we're talking about the Minotaur, one of my novels is the Ariadne connection. It's
oh my gosh, that's so cool. That's so
when I saw that ship, I went, oh, you know, it's Greek. It's definitely.
Well, thank you. We've had some glitches, but it's still all wonderful because everybody's going to see it forever up on the Pulpwood Queen. It used to be called the Kathy L. Murphy, but everybody knows it's the Pulpwood Queen.
Yes.
So the name now is the Pulpwood Queen channel, and I've got over 500 videos up.
Wow.
And it's
I saw some of those. Are so interesting.
Well, you just keep watching them, and it's free. And I just hope that more and more people do it, because that's to hear the authors and publishers speak about their books. It really gives you such incredible insight.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you're right.
Tell Bruno that we miss him at Arrivederci, you know.
Okay, I'll tell him. I'm sure he would like to be here. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
It was nice meeting you. Bye, Sarah.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
That's
Bye.
awesome. Bye.
Bye.